Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real Time, where we talk about the movies we like.
And the ones we do not.
I'm Tyler,
And I'm Molly.
and today we're going to be looking at the first season of Cobra Kai. We're going to be looking at these at all seasons of this show. You know, as we go, because we're rewatching them right now, because why not? And hopefully by the time we get to the end of this retrospective, we'll have some more news on season 6, the final season.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right.
as of now, let's start with season 1, where it all began.
Yes.
Well,
Good place to start.
Not where it all began, but
Where it sort of all began.
where this chapter began. So, Cobra Kai is the story of Johnny Lawrence and where he is now after his loss to Daniel at the end of the first Karate Kid movie. You know, he's things haven't gone so well for him, as we saw at the beginning of Karate Kid Part 2. John Kreese tried to basically strangle him and broke his second place trophy and abandoned him, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So things have not gone well for him. He's had a kid since, but things didn't work out with the mom too well. He's where we meet him at the beginning. He's working as a handyman, though that doesn't last too long because of a stupid Karen. But and he's lacking purpose in his life. So after hitting rock bottom, he decides that he's going to bring back Cobra Kai to help the kids in the valley, starting with Miguel, an Ecuadorian teenager who's since moved into his apartment complex, who he defends from some bullies who beat him up after he accidentally outed them as underage to when they were trying to buy beer, and feels like he needs to. He feels a connection with Miguel, so he helps him out. Now, while all this is happening, Daniel has been doing pretty well for himself, as we saw in Karate Kids 2 and 3. And now he owns his own car dealership. He has a couple of kids. One that we like, and the other one is Anthony.
Yeah.
And overall, he's pretty much pretty better off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cobra Kai, the first season. Let's just go there. Well, of course, stars Ralph Macchio and William Zabka as Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, respectively. You know, reprising their roles from the Karate Kid movies.
Yeah.
Courtney Hengler as Amanda LaRusso, Daniel's wife, and partner in his business. Jolo Maraduena as Miguel Diaz. Probably one of the breakout stars of this series, I'm hoping, given his recent role as Jaime Reyes in Blue Beetle. Great movie, by the way. Go see it. It really needs it. It's not doing well financially. Please, everyone go see it. It needs to make $1 billion. We need to go see it. It's Blue Beetle in time, everyone. Anyways, Tanner Buchanan plays Robbie Keane, Johnny's son, who they've grown really distant since because let's face it, Johnny was an awful father, you know. Mary Mauser plays Samantha LaRusso, Daniel's daughter, who starts a bit of a romance with Miguel. Also in this season is Jacob Bertrand as Eli Moskowitz, later known as Hawk after he flips the script. Gianni DiCenzo as Dimitri Alexopoulos, Hawk's best friend, as Ed Asner as Sid Weinberg, Johnny's stepdad, Nicole Brown as Aisha Robinson, Sam's best friend, Vanessa Rubio as Carmen Diaz, Miguel's mom, and just a whole bunch of other people. But one in particular we'll get to later. One other star on the show.
All right. So, season 1.
Season 1. A really good start to this show, honestly. This is what people want from legacy sequels. Okay, something that takes the characters that we love and shows us what they've done since. It doesn't disrespect them at all, like other works I could name, but I won't. Star Wars, and it it respects the characters as they are and as they were. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it it'd be really easy to just continue from what the original had and have Daniel as the good guy all the time, or Johnny as being wrong all the time. But it doesn't do that at all. In fact, in this season, Daniel's kind of a douche.
Yeah, he's a big jerk compared to Johnny.
Yeah, and don't worry, he gets better. He gets better in the next seasons, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you could still understand why he is like this towards Cobra Kai and Johnny, because they were a pretty decent part of tormenting him when he was in high school,
Yep.
and also afterwards with Terry Silver and John Kreese. So it makes sense for him to act like this because he's not seeing what we're seeing. He doesn't know that Johnny is actually a better person now and that he's trying to be better still. All he knows is Cobra Kai was horrible to him when he was younger, and he doesn't want that to, proliferate any further.
Yep. Yeah, very interesting character now that he gets more screen time, gets more development. It's really nice to see.
And like I said, with our video on characters that we relate to the most, Johnny is a really, he's a really more understandable and a more relatable character now than he would have been if we were just going off of the first Karate Kid movie.
Yep.
Because, yeah, there was some moments here and there in the movie where he wasn't as bad as like when Kreese tells him to sweep the leg and he's kind of shocked by it. Even though in tournament settings there's actually no rule against targeting injuries. But, but like aside from that, he was just the 80s bully,
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of us, saw him until this show. And I really love that they took this really one-dimensional character and made him one of the most understandable in the whole series.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. And on a semi-unrelated note, the Karate Kid picture just came up on Netflix while we're talking.
It knows. It knows what we're saying.
It hears us.
Yep.
Big Brother Netflix hears everything. Anyways, so what do you have to say?
This was a good start to the series because as the series goes on, I start getting stronger feelings towards characters, and I'll save that for the respective seasons. But this was a really good start to the show.
Yeah, we see all these characters at the start of this journey, Miguel, when he was a weak little boy, just
A wimp.
yeah, trying to figure out his place in the world too, until he meets Johnny and decides, you know what, I want to be cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a pussy. I want to be cool, man. And his journey throughout the series is really great too. And like you said, we'll get to that. When we get to that, it's just really hard not to say certain things because I really love this show. And one of my favorites is, aside from Johnny's character arc, I really like Hawks too.
Yeah, me too.
Which, just going off of this season, we see him as this little autistic Jewish boy just getting bullied for his weird lip and really having a tough time in high school. But then he decides he's going to flip the script. He gives himself a sweet blue mohawk and a cool eagle back tattoo, or a hawk tattoo, I should say.
Yeah.
And he becomes really cool. And he does really well in the tournament at the end too.
Yeah, kind of a jerk though, but it's okay because he has a good development.
Yeah.
later. So
And that's a part of all these Cobra Kai kids because, as they're suddenly given this power that they didn't have before. So, of course, they're gonna go a bit off the rails with it.
yeah,
But it'll be
they
okay.
learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like how Daniel is trying to become a teacher or a sensei to Robbie. Robbie, for his part, is just, he's just working with Daniel because he knows it's going to piss his dad off. And, well, that relationship gets, well, you'll see.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk about this show in general if we're just going off of the first season.
It is, because so many more interesting things happen afterwards.
And we just started the second season again too, and just going back after having watched it and seeing the seeds of things here and there. It's like, I know what's going to happen to that guy or that person. So, who is your favorite character that was introduced in this show?
So, not counting like Johnny.
Not counting Johnny or
Okay.
Daniel.
Maybe Miguel or Sam. At the very beginning, or even Rob. Actually, I'm gonna say Robbie was probably my favorite. Whenever the series first started, because he's the underdog. He's the one who has bad family life, and I just want him to be nice. I want him to be taken care of and be nice. And so I really wanted to see him do good things, and I wanted him to win the tournament at the end. But of course, that doesn't
Spoiler
happen.
alert, it doesn't. It was Miguel who won the tournament. But, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, I wanted Robbie to win, too, because, he's Daniel's student. And, you want Miyagi-Do to win over Cobra Kai. Doesn't happen, but... it's hard to say who my favorite is. But, just going off of this first season, probably Miguel. We see his start of darkness, so to speak, into becoming Cobra Kai, and how he could flip the script too. So it's love watching his character grow.
Yeah.
Now, there's one thing we haven't talked about yet, and that, of course, is John Kreese's return. Martin Kove comes back in the last minute to set up the next season with John Kreese.
Yep.
Now, before, Johnny said that John Kreese was dead, which this is not the first nor the last time John Kreese would fake his death.
He does that so much.
It's like, just spoiler alert for season 5, he does it again there. And really, how many of you were actually buying it? It's like, oh yeah, John Kreese is dead this time. Is he though? Is he? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, people. Just, it... Now, this one was actually the most convincing because we saw a body, so to speak. But, like, come on. Come on. But, yeah, John Kreese came back in the last minute to set up the next season. And at the time when I saw this, I was so excited for what was going to happen next. It was just like, yeah, let's go. And another spoiler for the next season. None of these seasons are bad. Like, yeah,
I agree.
some of these, like maybe seasons 2 and 4, aren't as good as they could be. It's still, like A quality across the board. Like A tier quality. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At the bare minimum. So, Legacy sequels have gotten a bit better nowadays. We have this. We have Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
What's the next really great one going to be?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we already had another great one. It was called Creed.
Oh, yeah.
But, great stuff all around.
Yeah.
And
We'll see what comes next, I guess.
yes, we will. So, do you have anything more to say about Cobra Kai?
No, because everything else I have to say has to do with the other seasons, so I can wait.
Yeah, so that will do it for us. We will catch you guys next time.
See you next time.